Okay, welcome. Looks like we're getting ready to get started here. We got a match between ARealCutie and Toasty Toasts for our bingo, triple bingo tournament.
Yeah, this should be a good one. They should be getting ready here soon. I'm Aptly Duck, and I'm joined today by Easy Danger. How you doing?
I am doing good. Glad to be here doing some comms. It should be a fun match. Get to be on this side of the triple bingo instead of on the runner side. It's a little less stressful.
Is it? I found these.
We'll see when they start filling out squares.
Yeah, you still gotta figure out the card and everything. It's gonna be pretty wild over here as well.
Yeah. This is a round 2 match. I'm gonna try to get all 3 races in today.
Yeah, this is round 2. Sure who they beat to get here. But yeah, both these guys are real good players. Toasty's a real solid player. He's got a sub 40 or sub 50 in any percent. Has pretty good hundo times. It's like a 36 in like GT Classic. Unfortunately, he kind of draws one of the titans of the game here in Cutie. So it's going to be a tough draw for Toasty. But it is triple bingo. Anything can happen, especially with early wreck ships or something like that. Cutie can always, just die or something. Or it's really not, especially with 3, like having to keep 3 in your mind versus 2 in like a dab or something. Really easy to pick some mutually exclusive rows, and you have to kind of backfill. So
yeah, I actually think it's a little bit more difficult than dab for that reason. And then, of course, you're just trying to keep all those things in your head. You're more likely to make some missteps in places sometimes.
So we do get Series Station. Series is nice in bingo because you get to actually look at the card a little bit. So you get to see generally some less than ideal series execution because you're staring at the card. These guys are both doing really good jobs at it. Cutie almost saved a 46 even with hitting that wall there.
Yeah, I imagine we're not going to see much difference in anything until we get those first missiles, and sometimes some people go to get hit right, but really it's pretty much thinking about where you're going to go up until you get bombs.
Yeah, your first decision point is that alpha missile, whether or not you want to go get beta, and then we do have a criteria map station that's kind of like the second decision point. There's always a chance for going back into retro or a taco tank even. But those are your kind of 2 main points. Let's look at this card. We have 35 Super Plus missiles in the middle. That's pretty high for super missiles. So I don't know. You can get 15 really easily, even 20 because you can get Spore Spawn and early supers through the first burn loop, and then obviously the 2 in wreck ship if you're doing an early wreck ship.
And if you're going to Meridia, you can get those crap missiles, crap supers, which is pretty quick.
Yeah, just looking at the card, this feels like it's going to be an early wreck ship. There's like no Norfair on this at all. There is the Norfair Reserve or wreck ship reserve tank, but you're just going to get the Norfair Reserve on that one. So unless there's something I'm not seeing right now, I fully expect at least Cutie to do a Fantoon first. 30 power bombs is a lot. We got a Dragon, we got a space jump. That's 2 right there. No 35 power bombs yet. A lot of this is a very heavy card. All 15 Meridia super missiles might be on the table. I'm not quite have my head wrapped around what that couples in with. Yeah, nothing good. Yeah, this is just looking at this card. My instinct of it is you're going to be getting a lot of collection no matter what.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that word collect. Just do a find for the word collect real quick.
We also have a space jump and a Dragon that's almost the same thing, and then also like finish near You can couple that in with a plasma pretty easily. Skip high jump boots is our only free card. That's probably the worst free card to have. You'd much rather skip like a wave or something. High jump really isn't needed for anything, but it's just so nice to have. It can really affect your overall, just like execution level. So
yeah, I don't expect that either of these guys run into a situation where they need it, but it definitely makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're thinking from like a random perspective, the only thing you ever really need it for is getting into Norfair, but you always have morph ball bombs here, which covers that need. So like, I don't think there's any thing that we are getting a criteria map from Cutie here. This is one of the rooms. Yep. Yeah, okay. Cutie loves finding strats for random rooms, and he DM'd me one day. He's like, "Hey, check this out." I'm like, "Are you showing me a criteria map strat?" He's like, "Yes, I am."
It looked like Toasty was about to go past it. It's turned around. It's going to be in there soon.
Yeah, this is the problem. Is like criteria map is. I almost want to say if you're going to get criteria map right away, you almost just should get beta missiles because you need the 5 to open this door.
Yeah,
and then you want the 5 for the other door. Especially if you're doing any collection, beta missiles probably isn't a bad choice. And then like you can even speed it if you are getting a Bryn reserve, can speed that up too by not having to do like the vanilla hundo way. Yeah, you can see Cutie just taking some damage in there has to fill up for this fight. So honestly, with all that, I think the beta missiles honestly might just be faster. So it's something to consider.
Probably Toasty was farming up on his way out of the map door. Looks like he's got his 5. Yeah, just that farming let him make up a little bit of time, catching back up with Cutie.
Yeah, little struggle with the BT fight there for Cutie. Could be staring at the card still. Even at this point.
Yeah.
Unless it's a very nice card, your routes might not be locked in here. Especially like the things that really kind of sucks about like heavy collection cards like this is like there's not like an obvious route that jumps off the page at you, and like you might find something that feels decent, but like it also, because it's just collection, things tend not to be mutually exclusive. Like a lot of times, like you do Fantune first, right? Well, okay, you can't do Wreck Ship E-Tank. You really don't want to do like Visit the Critters. You don't want to do Criteria Super. Like so you can like knock all those off. Like all of these are basically possible with any route.
Yeah.
And you don't really have to change much. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Wreck Ship into a Bryn revisit here. Just because we have all the Bryn power bombs, 35 power bombs after a Bryn revisit. Like that's 25 you can get. Plus, you can get the criteria for 30, and so it's just one more. You can potentially get them ready one. So 25 power sum and 25 Brinstar power bombs and 35 plus power bombs isn't terrible. I mean, it's bad, but like everything on this card is not. There's nothing. All the collection titles, it's like 35. It's not like 15 or 10 power bombs. Like they're all high. 6 E-Tanks is pretty comfy. That's not hard to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that. That'll let them get that statue if they choose to as well.
Yeah, usually I try to like find what looks decent on a card, but like all of this just looks okay. So there is a 30 and the 35 power bomb. Power bomb stuff might be okay. You can do like column 2, maybe row 3 and column 4. That actually, the funny thing is that's like one of the ones that avoids Dragon. Oh no, there's Dragon. Maybe you can avoid Dragon and just do collection. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they end up doing.
Yeah.
Do a lot of collection but avoid the bosses. Let's see, you could do row 3, you could do column 5 with a lot of collection with the E-Tanks. And you could do, is there another one? No, because the 35 power bombs is with Dragon, so maybe just bite the bullet, do Dragon, and do 35 power bombs, and that gets you most of what you need. Like maybe some missiles, maybe finish in Kraid's room. I think something like that maybe makes the most sense. 3 reserve tanks isn't terrible. Like 3 reserve tanks, if you're doing finish and Kraid, actually couples in nicely. Yeah, row 5 actually looks decent. Because you can do... you're probably doing a Bryn revisit on this, so destroy 1 statue is easy. If you go into Dragon, defeat bot would make sense. And then to finish in Kraid's room, you can come out to get the last reserve tank. So row 5 is a possibility here. Looks like Cutie did get the reserve while I was talking about all that. Toasty skipped it already ahead.
Yeah.
In at this charge beam. Charge beam is one of those things you pretty much always pick up unless you
have to skip it.
Unless you have to skip, especially if you're doing a bot loan. There's always the risk of soft locking in there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the few soft locks you can get at this point.
Yeah, Ridley, bot loan are the two big ones, and then in Triple Bingo, I feel like the Aqueduct soft lock is much rarer. I went for in one of my matches, but I completely missed it, so I didn't even have the chance to soft lock.
I would say with all this collection, that might be an opportunity that you might want to take to skip charge, because you're going to have so much ammo anyway. Toasty's going down.
Yeah, charges has a lot of side benefits, and like all your a lot of your strategies depend on having charge. So it's such a big comfort item. Like it really only costs. It doesn't cost much more than the second, just for the 7 seconds for the fanfare. Just like pick it up. Like it's fine.
Yeah. We do have a route divergence.
Yeah, as I suspected, like Fantune first just ends up being better so much of the time in this.
Yeah.
Like especially if you're doing like it's what, like 100 seconds faster for new route. The big thing in like Triple Bingo, it's not just the backtracking, it lets you completely skip crate, which actually ends up being pretty big. And that's more than the backtracking, really. It does, like I know Cutie was sort of talking about this yesterday, since if you're gonna do a Bryn revisit, you end up doing it without speed, and that actually slows you down a lot too. There is even the option of doing like Fantune first down to Norfair and then finishing in a Bryn revisit, because it's not that far from Meridia, and you do have speed for it, so it actually ends up being kind of close. But it's so hard to tell with some of these routing things.
I haven't watched Toasty play in a while. I'm not sure if he's completely comfortable with getting to going Fantune first.
Toasty getting the critical kill, nicely done.
Avoiding stand-up glitch.
So Cutie did get that Brinstar map, so that's okay. I think unless he completely changes what he does, that's got to be row 1, which means yeah, that makes well visit the critters. Ugh. Maybe he does, because I know he was in my match yesterday. He was kind of talking about this, that I had to end up coming up to Brinstar at the end because I had to do finishing landing site. And he was kind of thinking in chat that maybe it's not actually that bad. So maybe he does a Bryn revisit, but he does it with speed at the end to get visit the critters.
Yeah.
Would be that row 1. I'm not sure if he's doing 30 power bombs. Especially if he's gonna do like a loop back like that, he's got to be doing 35. Yeah, he could do row 4. Brickship energy tank's a little slow. 15 Meridia super missiles kind of slow. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that... Oh, the Bryn map, actually, that could be bottom left, top right, too. So maybe he is avoiding... He could avoid... Yeah, that's a possible avoid Dre. Completely. Alright, Cutie heading into his Fantune fight.
Toasty grabbing that 8 tank. Is he gonna get high job?
Fantune can be deceptive in Triple Bingo because you have a little time here to look at your card, but then Fantune's, a hard boss, so you have to pay attention. Key's got a ton of health for this fight, though, for him, so should be fine here.
Yeah, Toasty got high jump. So no row 1, or no column 1, no row 4.
Cutie off a solid Fantune fight there.
Yeah, I feel like getting that Phantom, that wreck ship early, eliminate like get a lot of the scariest stuff out of the way real quick.
Yeah, Cutie's a pretty old hat at doing this wreck ship early thing. We are partners in the SMZ3 tournament, and we sent him to wreck ship early quite a lot, so he's pretty used to doing this. Oh, does miss the power bomb there. It's not too bad though. Let's see if he fixed this room. I keep yelling at him. Hey, he actually listened to me, but didn't quite get it. Alright, meanwhile, Toasty is coming to get this speed. There is the collect only one speed booster grapple beam. There's no other grapple on this card, so that's a pretty easy card to get. You really want speed pretty much in general, unless you're just completely avoiding Norfair. If you have to come over here for any reason whatsoever, speed's going to be worth it. Or even if like you don't, if you have to do a lot of collection afterwards, speed can still be worth it. It's really not that far. And like even if you're going to like bot wound. Okay, so this is the wreck ship energy tank. Yeah, this has got to be bottom left, top right for Cutie. So like he can do that thing I said before. He got the one reserve, so that's probably 3 reserve tanks. So bottom left, top right's definitely locked in for him. You know, I kind of like what I said before, the defeat Dragon and then you come down. The only problem with that is you want the 35 power bombs and you want the reserve tank, so it's like you can kind of pick up one of those, but you can't pick up both, so he'll need to grab another power bomb, assuming we see this Brinstar revisit. There's not really another good one is the problem, like unless he goes to Croc, but that you don't want to go to Croc just for a power bomb, that's bad.
Yeah, it's a long way.
This card might be just enough collection that you just say, whatever I need to do. I need to do 2 loops. And yeah, with the free skip high jump, he's already going to be filling in row 4 a lot, because Norfair map station is effectively free. 15 super missiles, a little bit of work. Really just the watering hole is the only one that's really out of the way. Crab supers and Aqueduct are really easy to get. It's just going to be that 35 power bombs. Yeah, I think Kita's going to do bottom left, top right, row 4, row 4, and excuse me. Oh, column 4 still defeat Dragon. Yeah, but I still think that's probably the best if you're just doing the 35 power bombs. We'll see. I mean, that is a lot of power bombs. We'll have a pretty good idea if he's going to do a Bryn revisit.
Fairly soon.
Meanwhile, I'm not... Toasty doing this Kraid first. Kraid first routes sometimes take a little bit longer to figure out what they're doing, because the beginning ends up being... Like, if you're doing Kraid first, you're sort of doing it to get the speed booster and the high jump and everything early anyways, so, like, none of that's really necessarily indicative of a route.
Yeah.
He did skip the Bryn... So he did skip the Bryn remap, he did skip the 3 reserves, so he's almost definitely not bottom left, top right. Looking like he could be... column 2 could be good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. The 30 power beef does a revisit. It does have that... The bottom right, the Ice Beamer speed booster, that's... I mean, he just wants speed, so that means nothing as far as...
Yeah.
For route. Even the speed booster grapple beam really means nothing. So.
But if he's... I wouldn't super suggest it, but if he's going 30 power bombs in column 2, he might pick B. He really doesn't. I'm trying to see what that would pair with. Only thing really, I mean, you got the 35 power bombs. It just is a lot of power bombs. So I don't know if I'm trying to get him to top left, bottom right, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, and Cutie's pretty much gotten through what's probably the most dangerous part of him for this. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are, you can Everyone dies in bowling. Everyone dies to Fantoon every once in a while. It can always happen.
Yeah.
I saw. I think Zenny died in bowling once in a tournament last year. So happens to the greats even. So, but that is the hard part, or at least the scary part done for Cutie, especially with that wreck ship E-tank, the spiky room of death. That can be. So okay, we do have criteria power bomb. This is at least 30 power bombs. If you're doing 30 power bombs, you're probably also going to be doing the 25 Brinstar power bombs. But yeah, so row 3 is a possibility. 35 supers is a lot. But if you're doing so, there's that 35 supers and the 15 Meridia super missiles. You can almost say that's the same tile. Especially if you're going into Meridia. So that looks pretty good. 75 missiles is not a lot. Haven't been really seeing how but he really hasn't gotten to like the missile heavy part yet. Did he collect the extra missiles in the Bryn reserve? Because that would be a big indication of maybe a 75 missiles. Because those are really, really cheap.
Yeah, I think he did. He did.
Azure said he did not.
He
so,
did
not. That could just be. I mean, 75 missiles is a pretty light requirement.
Yeah.
Cutie may have just changed his mind at some point, so we may see some more missiles here. But I don't know. There's a lot of options, and they all just seem equally crappy.
Yeah.
Nothing's great. Okay, so this is not. Oh nope, never mind. This is not a full Bryn revisit, but okay. I think Cutie's sort of double clutching here on exactly what he wants to do, because yeah, like I said, the problem with the collection is when it's just collection, there's not the big like tiles that kind of define your route. Like a visit the crater really defines your route. A Dragon more or less defines your route. Like if it's just collection, it's like you can do a lot. Okay, this is we got the statue. So yeah, okay, row 5. I had mentioned that at one point. The finish in Kraid's room it's just the 35. If you do column 4, the 35 power bombs and the. So row 5, bottom left, type right. Can't be column 3 because he didn't collect. So he needs one more. Oh, duh. Column 2. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the 30 is right. You do the 25 with the Brinstar revisit. Plus criteria. That's 30 power bombs right there. Right.
Yeah.
He's going to defeat that one. He's going to defeat Dragon. He's going to come down and get the reserve. So yeah, that's his route. Yeah, I think that's the best.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna say that's a pretty smart route too, because like I said, like 30 power bombs and 35 power bombs, those are really close because that's almost the same card. The 35th power bomb actually is significantly harder than the 30th. The 15 super missiles and the 35 plus super missiles, that's almost the same card. He's kind of avoiding all of that, and I think he did find the best thing on here. The only thing he's gonna have to do is he's gonna have to do. The funny thing is he's gonna have almost all of column 5 done, except for the energy tank and reserve tank, because he's going to get the 25 power bombs. Think he's going to get all 15 Meridia super missiles to get the 35 too. So he's going to be real close to the quad, but that 11 energy tanks, 11 mine X reserve tanks is pretty nasty. He's going to get the 3 reserves. It's only 8. That's still 8 E-tanks. 8 is for an early Meridia is really pushing it. So.
No, the bingos don't have to connect. They just need any 3. They want them to connect because that means they're doing fewer tiles, but they don't have to connect.
Alright, Toasty finishing off his Fantoon fight, no problems there.
Yep.
The Fantoon fight with Varia is miles easier. The Varia makes it, it doesn't just make it, you think it's like, oh, it's like twice as safe, or you just have twice as much health. The main thing is like, every hit you take ends up, actually, you only need 1 health to get another hit. Without Varia, you need 2, which makes it much safer than just with no suits at all. I missed Cutie going to. I gotta imagine he got the Edecune's power bomb. Because 30 power bombs without 20. He did. Okay, Azure said he did. Cutie's just fast. He's got to slow down for me. I'm an old man. Okay, so we solved Cutie's card. I can't imagine him doing anything by what I said, unless there's something very close that I don't quite see, but that's got to be it, because he's kind of like, there's a lot of things we can tell he's not doing criteria missiles. He's not doing energy tanks because he's skipped a couple easy ones of those already. So he's not doing missiles at this point. He did pick up the those big pink missiles, but I think that was just a mistake. It's kind of hard to avoid, actually.
Yeah.
He was low on missiles, though. You know, sometimes you just grab a missile pack that's real close because it's like, hey, I want 5 missiles, and spending 7 seconds, you know, compared to like a farm or something, might actually just be faster.
So I think Toasty's going to get Wreck Ship Energy Tank now. I'm assuming that he's just going to pick up that column 2 and maybe row 4. Oh, yeah, no, he didn't skip high jump boost, but column 2 maybe.
I was about to say, one of the problems for Toasty is he does have to turn off either high jump or speed coming this way, which he does. He turns off the speed booster, or I think he can turn off high jump, actually. There is the bomb jump you can do, but that's pretty tricky. So yeah, at this point, Cutie's just gonna need to. He's just gonna go. You're gonna see kind of like a him doing like the old route stuff at this point. He's going over to Norfair, gonna grab that speed booster, gonna come back into Meridia. Does have, has 20 supers now. Got both wreck ships. Got both the easy ones in. Actually, he might have. Oh, he can actually. Yeah, I completely forgot. If he's getting Atacoons, he might as well get the other super at Atacoons. So he's got 25, which means he can skip Waterway, which is obviously better. Not Waterway, Watering Hole, excuse me.
Static Spark from Toasty.
Yes, Cutie not going for CF Flip despite all that time practicing it. That would be quite a thing to see, the CF Flip here. For absolutely no reason, but that would be a Cutie thing to do.
There.
So, I mean, Toasty may well be going for the same stuff Cutie is. We'll see if he ends up doing a Bryn revisit. I feel like I don't know how you avoid a Bryn revisit on this card. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing, but
I think he will.
There's just so much collection. Like, the thing is, like, Bryn, like, the way they did, like, because they kind of want you to go through Bryn Star twice anyways, they put a lot of goodies there, kind of for the second half of the game to kind of power you up a lot and to encourage you to explore. So there's just so much in Bryn Star that's locked behind power bombs and speed booster.
With all the missiles he's picked up so far, he's at least 45 missiles. I wouldn't be surprised if Toasty wasn't if Toasty got that 75 plus missiles.
Yeah, like the 30, like I said, the 35 and the 30 combo in nicely. This row, well, he did skip the skip high jump boots, so that's row 4 is out for him. Like, row 4 is really not that bad. Yeah, you don't have high jump boots for a lot of it, but I mean the 35 power bombs is nasty, but you do have it. The fact that it gives you a second tile with the 30 can make it a lot more attractive. Toasty might end up doing... Toasty with the crate first has a lot easier chance to pick up Visit the Critters. Visit the Critters and like the 3 Bryn Star energy refills are really tough to do on a Fantoon first, unless you do a Bryn at the end. That's a lot more backtracking. But if your card's bad enough, you may have to do that. but definitely a spot that is a visit of critters is something that will pull you to a crate first. Even a player like Cutie will get pulled to crate first with visit the critters if that's what he wants to do. Okay, so Toasty is getting this power bomb. So this is at least 30 power bombs. He's got to be doing. He's doing column 2 at a minimum.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. Actually, for Toasty, you know what? Column 2, row 5, row 1 looks decent because you can pick up the visit the critters easily. You know, you can get the Dragon and then finish near Plasma pretty easy. Well, never mind. That's too much exclusive finishes. I could do column 4. Could do row 5. Column 4.
I think he might be going for row 3. This is going to be a 5th energy tank. It looks like he's going to. My screen froze. It looks like he's going to.
That's true. Yeah, that would finish because if he does the Burn Star power bomb, 75 missiles easy, 35 supers can do with Meridia, and then 6 E-tanks. Six E-tanks is really nice, especially if a crate first basically gets you a free extra energy tank because of the crate reserve or the crate E-tank, which is something you don't want to do on a Fantoon first.
Yeah, I would, especially if he's doing that column 2 now. Column 2, row 3 at least.
Meanwhile, Cutie does all of that Norfair when I don't even see it, just because I looked at the card for a couple minutes. He's already done and dusted with that. Gonna see Crab Supers here. Yeah, finishing Kraid's room, it always feels kind of bad, but it's actually pretty... If you do a Fantoon into Dragon, or just a Meridia, not even necessarily going into Dragon, it actually couples in pretty nicely, especially with a Plasma, actually, because that's kind of what you do in the old route, right, where you come down and you head down to North, where you can just go to Kraid instead. It does combo in nicely, because you can just kind of come out and... Like, when you do... You always want to end in Meridia, but if the card's not nice enough for you to do it, like a finish in Kraid's room is like kind of like the best next best thing over a finish in Meridia, especially if you can do stuff on the way out. Doing a Sandpit on the way out is a really nice combo, or a Power Bomb on the way out is a nice combo. You also have the map. You have Spring Ball you can potentially pick up on the way out. So anything post Space Jump or even just post Bot Loon that you can do combo in with a couple things really is actually ends up being pretty nice routing. So Toasty's clearly not doing bottom left to top right. If he was doing row 3, I just... Like, 3 reserve tanks, unless he just really didn't want to get that Meridian one, it's not that bad, like I was just saying. I'm just, if he's, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense he does row 3. I just don't get why you wouldn't do bottom left, top right at that point. Because the bad tile on both of those is the 35 supers. And you're already paying for that, you might as well... Like, if... A lot of times the way these work, it's like, you know, there's certain weights to them. Like, you want to double up your bad ones a lot of times. So, like, the first one, you kind of want to do 2 in that row because, well, you already paid for the bad part already. As long as everything else couples in nicely. And like I said, that's bottom left, top right, and row 3 actually couple in very nicely. Especially, you don't even have to do the Wreck Ship reserve tank. Because you have the Norfair. Well, you have the Norfair reserve tank. So. Oh, I forgot he did crate for. I'm so used to doing Fantoon for. He also has the opportunity to pick up Wreck Ship reserve. I'm not sure if he did. I did miss that.
I don't think so.
All right,
So this is
I missed what happened to. Oh, I guess there was just a stream thing. Yeah, he went back to.
Make sure they can do it, but just heat it up.
So I lost Toasty, but I think he only got picked up those supers.
Yeah, here's the Meridia Reserve for Cutie. That's his 3. So Cutie, yeah, just has to finish a crate room. He's all done. Like I said, not that long of a trek, especially if you can couple in with anything else, and that reserve tile basically couples in nicely. Gonna have a real nice time here. Gonna be right around a 37, I believe. Might even get a high 36. Yeah. Oh wow, gonna be a low 30. Okay, I overestimate how long it takes to get there. That is gonna do it for this round.
Oh yeah, looks like Cutie's taking it.
Yeah, Cutie finishes in first with a 36-11. So GG's to Cutie. Yeah, that's I think Cutie found, if not the best thing on this card, something very close to it, I think.
Yeah.
Skipping Dragon. I mean, once you do bot wound, Dragon's not that bad, but it's still.
But if you can skip it, yeah.
Especially with Cutie's loadout, you could even if you're going to do Dragon, it might be worth it to go get Wave at that point too. But that does take a lot of time. So he did do all the collection, and I always want to give shoutouts to runners when they do tiles like this, where they avoid some good-looking bait. Like I was saying, the double ups with the 35 super missiles and the 15 Meridia and the 35 plus power bombs, the 30 and the 35 plus power bombs. That all feels like bait on this, especially with like easy stuff in it with Norfair Map Station. That all end up being bait, and I think Cutie found something close to the best here. So, I mean, and not for nothing, like skip high jump, that is a free tile, yeah, but you pay for that a lot. A little less so in Fantoon First because you get high jump so late anyways, but you do pay for that with just your movement being hampered for the rest of the run.
What do you think? I think Toasty's got 75 missiles now.
He is farming up here. If he gets 3 power bombs from a mini crate here, I'm gonna be. I don't think Crate's got power bombs to drop back at all. I know it's like 255 to drop a health. Well, he doesn't. I mean, 27 effectively is proving that you have 30, obviously. So yeah, that should be confirmation from Cutie.
So Toasty should have column 2 done now. He's been through Batoon. I think he's got his 75 missiles now by my count. And looks like just picked up 35 power bombs.
Oh yeah, Toasty's gonna get this finish in. That's what he's planning. Finish next to a beam. Yeah, Toasty's stream is frozen here. We on the race time. I do see a finish though of Toasty finishing in with a 40-36. Yeah, you can see him in Spazer now. I'm not. I didn't quite see if he. We don't have the 35 supers marked. We have Azure tracking here, so I'm not.
See 35, but I missed. But GG to both of our runners.
Yeah, GG's to both our runners. We will be coming back for game 2 here shortly, so stick around. We do have to end the. We're going to end the episode, but we'll be back shortly. So stick around and tune in for the round 2 of this matchup.